Welcome back to Biohacking Beauty. I'm your host, Amitai Eshel, co-founder of Young Goose Skincare. And today, I am again joined by my incredible co-founder and partner, Anastasia Khojaeva.
Hey everyone, we're excited for this one because we're talking about something that goes way beyond creams and serums. We're diving into supplements that can actually change your skin from inside out.
Exactly. If you've ever looked at a label and wondered whether vitamin C or collagen actually does anything for your skin, we're here to help you sort through all of it. Today's episode is structured in three levels, kind of similar to what we did last time, right? Like foundational supplements, the mid-level power players, and the cutting-edge biohacking breakthroughs.
Woohoo! And as always, everything is grounded in science, not hype. We're going to walk through protocols you can start today, the mechanisms behind how these supplements work, and we'll even challenge some of the common myths.
So, quick reminder, if you want to complement your internal protocol with our biohacking skincare line, head over to younggoose.com and use code podcast10 for 10% off. I almost did it without stumbling on my own words and couldn't pull it off. Anyway, yeah.
And before we actually get into today's episode, I also want to read a listener's review, which actually today I'm going to read two because I couldn't choose one, and they're both so sweet. So, and they're short though. One is from Olia, and it says, "This is one of the best new podcasts I've heard. They combine beauty trends people care about and actually use real science to speak about them." Which is very sweet, very cool.
Yeah.
Like that's what I hope for all of our listeners to get out of it. And another username, which doesn't say much, it's 62KDP. But it's...
What do you mean, 62KDP?
Yeah. However, the review is very sweet. So it says, "So informative. Even though the content is sometimes over my head, I always learn something. Keep it coming, especially the myth trend busting." And there's like 4 exclamation marks. So we got to keep it coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's keep them coming.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for leaving those reviews. We read all of them and they really help us reach more listeners like you. So thank you.
All right. Anastasia. Remember when we first started Young Goose and realized most people are skipping the basics?
Yeah.
They were looking for, like, why they were coming to us. They were looking for cutting edge tools, but I think a lot of them were missing the foundational nutrients.
For sure. So, and the truth is, your skin can't build or repair anything properly without this nutrients you're talking about. So let's start with the basics. Your skin needs the vitamins I'm going to be talking about, and therefore you should consider supplementing them. So the basics will be vitamin C, vitamin E, collagen peptides, omega-3s, what else? Vitamin D, and hyaluronic acid.
Okay. Let's zoom in on vitamin C. It's not just for immunity. Actually, it's not really that great for immunity. New studies show you need to supplement on it quite often if you really want to boost your immunity.
The vitamin C.
Yes.
And that's what that's known for everyone. Everyone, when they're traveling, they're like loaded up on vitamin C, and then they don't take it the other times.
Exactly. But what it's really great for, it's a cofactor in collagen production. Without it, collagen molecules can't form properly. So I would equate it to like having like a brick wall where the bricks, the cement between the bricks, like it's all crumbly. It doesn't have like whatever material to make it not crumbly. Okay. So your skin becomes weaker and more prone to wrinkles if you have
deficit in vitamin C.
Yeah, vitamin C deficiency. It's actually 10 times harder for your skin to create collagen without the presence of vitamin C.
Yeah. And we actually talked about it in like in a different way when long time ago, like a year ago, we had a deep dive on retinol and retinoids in general.
Yeah.
And we talked about that if you already have retinoids in your skincare regimen, you must also have vitamin C serum because, vitamin C is essential for collagen and the retinol kind of like, they're working together. Like one is calling for collagen production and another one is actually employing it. So, which is vitamin C is the one who helps to create collagen and the retinol will employ it. But if you don't have the vitamin C, then it's only going to do half of the job and going to be much less efficient. Interesting research has come up where women in their 40s started taking 1,000 milligrams of liposomal vitamin C daily. And within weeks, they noticed their skin not just brighter, it felt firmer and less flaky. Their moisturizers wasn't doing that alone. So make sure that you take also forms that bound to minerals like sodium ascorbate.
Vitamin E is another antioxidant that definitely complements vitamin C because it protects lipid membranes together with vitamin C. So that's quite important. There's also collagen peptides that I would categorize now as kind of the base layer that what people are using. It's important to know that hydrolyzed forms are the most bioavailable, and you are supporting collagen production by providing amino acids or amino acid building blocks that then your skin may use to rebuild collagen. It's not a direct one-to-one link, but you're replenishing reservoirs your skin calls on when making its own collagen.
Yeah. Let's talk about omega-3s. Yeah. So you probably guys know about omega-3s like EPA and DHA from fish or algae. They're amazing for keeping your skin looking young. They kind of help your cell membranes to retain themselves. And I personally always like if I'm like I noticed it when we recommend to our clients to start supplementing on omega-3s, they always report like a plumper looking skin, and that has to do with the enhancement of the cell membrane.
They lower inflammaging.
They dial down inflammation that breaks down collagen and causes wrinkles. And studies show they can even protect against UV damage. So almost like internal sunscreen. Of course, it's not internal sunscreen. Don't go to the sun just with omega-3s that you took before, but it's helpful.
Going out to the sun with the salmon between your teeth.
Yes. Listen, some people would if we don't do the disclaimers here. So plus, the omega-3s help your skin stay hydrated. It even might slow cellular aging by supporting longer telomeres. Getting enough omega-3s through diet or supplements can really give your skin that extra glow and plumpness we talked about. So aim for an omega-3 index about 8%, above 8% with diet and supplements.
Before we move on, can you expand on the omega-3 index a little bit? Because I bet a lot of people listening to this are hearing this for the first time.
Absolutely. So let's dive into that because the omega-3 index is such a crucial biomarker. It's basically the percentage of EPA and DHA in your red blood cell membranes, giving a snapshot of your long-term omega-3 status. Way better than just plasma levels since this reflects tissue incorporation over months. And that's why we recommend to aim for at least 8% or higher because the data shows that's where you start seeing major protective benefits.
Yeah, I think Rhonda Patrick says like 8 to 12%.
Yeah,
so it's a good
Rhonda
benchmark to aim to Rhonda Patrick levels. Over 6 is normally considered good. Hyaluronic acid often gets used topically. We definitely use advanced forms of it, but oral forms have shown in clinical trials to improve skin hydration and elasticity within 2 to 8 weeks, actually much better than topical. It works by drawing water into the extracellular matrix, which is essential for kind of like plumping your skin from the inside. But in general, it is essential for the ways our cells hold on to moisture.
Yeah, we're all about that plumpness.
It's
Omega-3s
all
plump you
about
up.
the
Hyaluronic acid plump you up. Just get all plumped up.
Plump you up. Anyway, but I really think it's important to understand that this is it could be gut irritating a little bit. So yeah, so people should know. And we get,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I don't let you take too much, but yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for looking out for me.
You're welcome. Anytime. Anyway, but all
it's so hard, so difficult.
But all I'm saying is this. It is a much more effective molecule when taken orally than when applied on the skin. When you apply hyaluronic acid on the skin, you're not really improving the extracellular hydration levels by kind of infusing hyaluronic acid into that area. You're improving the skin barrier that doesn't allow moisture to leave the skin as easily. So you're not actually like giving your skin more moisture artificially, right? Like hyaluronic acid, when you take it orally, does wonders because it allows your cells to hold on to more moisture and from the inside out. So bear that in mind.
I remember you had a really like a deep dive on it with Dr. Amy Killen when she was when you guys recorded. And you take it in the hot box. Shout out to the hot box.
Yes.
You know what I realized?
Shout out to hot box.
I run after you with the sunscreen and you run after me with the supplements.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, without them, I would be taking like 3 supplements that I'm convinced I should take.
You'd be supplementing on air.
No, I by myself, without you, I will take NAD+, precursors. I'm taking my Spermidine, and I take phosphatidylcholine. Well, also magnesium.
Shout out to Lev, our baby, the baby that likes phosphatidylcholine the most out of any babies ever.
A shout out to Jess Kane, the founder of Body Bio. She told me that she's a mother of 3 kids, and she told me she started giving her kids like almost from birth phosphatidylcholine, and ours was already 1 year when started giving it to him. It's bitter to me. It's not bitter to him, and he actually says yum yum when he takes it.
I call it yum yum. Spoiler alert: Dr. Perricone is actually going to release a book claiming that choline is the most important molecule for longevity. I disagree, but I think it's important to understand like how important this molecule is for like skin health. So
the mentioned supplements, these are the ones that I'm disciplined and diligent and convinced enough to take by myself. Everything else that I take, it's just Amitai feeds me some supplements. Sometimes I don't even know what they are.
Yeah, the blue one, the red one. Anyway, let's.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, let's talk about the vitamin of these.
Okay, so vitamin D is critical for skin barrier integrity, especially in winter months, or if you protect your skin from the sun, as you should. But therefore, to support your skin barrier integrity, you could be supplementing in vitamin D. But I will say, in my humble opinion, protecting your skin from the sun gives you a lot more anti-aging effects than if you were exposing it to the sun, getting that vitamin D for, whatever effects on the barrier integrity, but then just basically getting a lot of pigmentation and wrinkles.
Yeah, there's a balance. You can expose other parts of the body. You can take supplementation as well.
Yeah.
So a simple starting plan would be, I would say, about 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in liposomal
sodium
mineral,
ascorbate.
Spoiler alert, but mineral bound form, such as sodium ascorbate. If you are undergoing some kind of repair, if you did like any type of procedure, if you are trying to boost your collagen production levels because you are, again, recovering or something like that, you could even take 2 to 4 grams a day, split into 2 instances that you're taking it. Vitamin E, I would say at least 400 IUs daily. Collagen peptides. Depends on the form that you're taking, but I would say about 5 to 10 grams in your morning coffee or smoothie.
Just make sure it's cold coffee. Please don't put it in your hot
Correct.
coffee. It's gonna degrade.
Yeah, smoothie then.
Yeah.
Hyaluronic acid, 200 to 500 milligrams daily. I would start low and then see how my stomach reacts. Omega 3s, 1,000 milligrams of EPA, DHA combined, once or twice daily. Vitamin D, 1,000 to 2,000 IUs, especially if you're deficient. If it's a winter, if you're not getting any, if you have darker skin tone, you can even go to 5,000 to 10,000 IUs, but start there. Phosphatidylcholine, I would say just buy the Body Bio PC and take like a teaspoon.
It sounds like we're sponsored by Body Bio today.
We're the
not.
opposite of sponsored. We're sponsoring
not.
them. We're buying their stuff.
But actually, I will invite Jess on the podcast. Well, she's already invited, and we will be recording in the future because I just really love that particular supplement and others, and just want you guys to learn from her. She's a wealth of knowledge.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone loves topical vitamin C, but here's the thing. Topicals only work where you apply them. However, if we're talking about oral supplementation, you get systemic support, including dermal fibroblasts that actually build collagen from within. You can support them this way. Same thing with hyaluronic acid. As Amitai mentioned, when you apply it topically, it only hydrates the surface layer, but oral forms replenish internal hydration much more deeply.
Yeah, I would start here. These are kind of the basics, the basic building blocks, if you would, the basic foundation that your skin needs before you reach for anything further. That's solid groundwork. But let's move on to the next level. You graduated. You got here. You graduated.
Okay, well, next level is really where we start seeing the real transformation. So these aren't extreme supplements, but they're strategic. So we're talking about CoQ10, curcumin, EGCG, resveratrol.
Yeah, so CoQ10.
Astaxanthin.
Yeah. So CoQ10 is huge, not only for skin, for mitochondrial function in general, but it is huge for skin. It's part of the mitochondrial electron transport chain. So so basically it fuels the production of energy in fibroblasts, in the cells that create collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid. This type of energy is called ATP, or adenosine triphosphates. So obviously, more energy equals better collagen or better skin repair.
Yeah. Well, I personally really get excited for any chance to talk about CoQ10 because I think it really tackles things like chronic fatigue and those, everyone doesn't love their dark under eyes. And there is promising data that if you supplement on CoQ10, that could really help to alleviate that by the mechanism of boosting mitochondrial function and reducing oxidative stress. And we've seen in practice how the ubiquinol can lead to visible improvements in skin tone and reduced puffiness in as little as 3 weeks, mirroring what studies show for fatigue relief and skin health.
Curcumin, which is the next one you mentioned, or which is basically the active ingredient in turmeric, is really interesting because it works by inhibiting what we call NF-kappa beta, or the master switch of inflammation. So it reduces inflammatory signals that are the main drivers of collagen breakdown. So it's also a mild sirtuin activator, meaning it contributes to cellular resilience contributes to youthful epigenetic function, if you want. Kind of cells know what they need to do, which obviously is important.
Yeah. I love that curcumin works for you. I can't take it. It makes me like smell really bad. Gives me BO, unfortunately.
Maybe that's what your cells need to do.
To produce BO or to take curcumin?
Both.
And I mean, I'm lucky that you don't mind, but I mind. So
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
And I tried different kinds. I mean, there were a couple of supplements that we were taking, which I'm not going to mention. That
Well, you are taking curcumin.
So that's what I was going to say. That we there were a couple that that have curcumin, and I couldn't take it because it was just like I couldn't. And I even talked to the formulator of them. I was like, listen, I would love to take it. And it was also actually really good for sleep, if you remember, if you know what I'm talking about, which one I'm referring to. But I can't. It just makes me smell like I can't shower 3 times a day. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, you smell great. I'm like, no, I don't. But this other one, that I'm taking now, part of, it's better.
Yes.
Well, moving on to the EGCG from green tea. So the science backing it is pretty robust. It's incredibly powerful for preventing pigmentation issues by shielding the skin from UV damage and dialing down oxidative stress right at the source before it spirals into discoloration and photoaging.
Yes, the challenge that we've had with it when formulating is it's just so not stable. But
and we also found better alternatives.
Yes, we found better alternatives. But I'm saying as an ingredient, it's an excellent ingredient, especially as a supplement. Another excellent ingredient,
which like reminder, guys, this episode is really about what we recommend to take orally.
Yes, 100%.
Just FYI, if you forgot.
Yes. And another one that is great as an oral, but is pretty problematic topically, is astaxanthin.
That's such a buzzword.
Is it?
Astaxanthin? Yeah. And a couple of people just last week reached out to you like, oh my God, I love that I'm not your secretary, but I end up being one because I found, I help you remember to get back to people. But people have asked you, 2 different people asked you just last week, what are your thoughts on astaxanthin? So go on.
So here's the really cool thing about astaxanthin, which is basically it's an antioxidant that has high affinity to skin. So your body actually expresses it really well in the skin, even if you take it orally. And it's much more effective orally. It has much higher bioavailability orally. It absorbs really well. It does it. You don't need to manipulate it as much because it smells fishy. So if you apply it topically, it's quite challenging, like to make it not smell like that.
Yeah, experience. Like you don't want to walk around smelling like a fish.
Yeah, and topically there are just better antioxidants. The real magic of astaxanthin is that you take it orally, and as opposed to other things that we talk about often, like NAD, spermidine, vitamin C, your body actually just immediately knows that it wants to express it in the skin. So that's a positive thing. To give you a reference, it's 500 times more potent than vitamin E at neutralizing free radicals, specifically in the skin, and improving things like elasticity, hydration, and even resilience against sun exposure.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, and I think that's why it's such a buzz ingredient right now for oral supplementation. And like you said, some companies try to incorporate it in topicals. And for the reasons you mentioned, we don't think that's such a great idea. So, okay, let me give you guys a simple 4-step protocol. So, you can start with CoQ10 at 100 to 200 milligrams a day in the ubiquinol form for better absorption and mitochondrial support. Then, if you can, take curcumin at 500 milligram a day, paired with black pepper. You can just crack it up and add to your
Yeah, but a lot of times
supplement
it's in supplements. They pair them together.
to improve bioavailability, or see if that's already done for you.
Yeah. The patented form of that is called bioperine, I believe, and that's normally how you're going to see it. You're going to see bioperine and curcumin.
Yeah. So that's already with that pepper. So those fight inflammation. And then EGCG at 200 to 300 milligrams a day, which is the equivalent from 2 cups of matcha green tea for that. I personally switched to drinking matcha at home. Like, that's just, sharing with you guys. It took me probably, like, I would say almost 3 years to, like, not drink coffee at home and drink matcha. It wasn't love from first sight. I did not like the taste of it for the longest time. And I was envious of all the girlies that just love their matcha lattes and that's their go-tos. And like, I just want coffee, but it's actually, I don't metabolize it very well. Like, I metabolize it very slowly, so it makes me very jittery. But then for skin health in particular, matcha is amazing. And the reason it's amazing is because it's rich in this EGCG. So, just a fun fact that if you like both, you like coffee and you like matcha, and you're like, what's better for my skin? It's matcha. Matcha is better for your skin than coffee.
It's matcha better.
Yes. So just a side note. And it's fun that it also has like photoprotective properties. You drink your matcha for your like very smooth caffeine boost. I love that. What's the name of this ingredient? It's skipping my mind now that it has. That's why it doesn't give me the crash. Matcha, it has caffeine and L-theanine. Yeah, that's what it is. So yeah. Anyway, if you're like me,
by the way, like let's take a side note. It's not about skin at all. That's like if people see nootropics, especially like classic nootropics, the way that they will, like the classic, most like basic nootropic idea is to combine uppers and downers, basically, is to combine things that create energy and things that calm the nervous system at the same time. And I mean, matcha is like the nature's version of that because it has caffeine and it has L-theanine. So, yeah.
Well, you have to also think of origin of your matcha. Speaking of like quality control and stuff. But, I get mine from Kyoto, so try to look for a good source of it.
Yes.
Okay. Astaxanthin.
You want to plug the one that we're...
So I'm using...
Cousin?
It's a CUZEN. It's a Japanese manufacturer. It's basically similar like an espresso machine, but it's a matcha machine that makes you fresh matcha at home. And it like cracks leaves of matcha, fresh. Well, not fresh. They're dried out matcha leaves.
It grinds them. It's really cool. And it froths them.
It's frost them. Yeah, it's definitely very cool. I personally drink my matcha like unsweetened. Sometimes I will add raw milk if we have it, but most of the time it's like a matcha Americano. Like it just matcha, and then like I either will have it over ice now that it's hot, or will have it with just a little bit more of water. But one of the times that what really helped me to make a switch was when I was pregnant and I didn't want to take coffee anymore. That was such a clear source, like clean and clear source of energy. And I kind of stuck with it. And it's just like, again, just sharing with you guys for tips for your skin health.
And tricks.
It's much better. And for me personally, it's also better energy-wise. I stay...
Nice.
It helps me not to have a crash during the day.
Okay, what about astaxanthin?
Astaxanthin. So actually much lower concentration, 6 to 12 milligrams a day. Taken with a fatty meal to enhance uptake and deliver those antioxidant benefits for skin resilience from within. Nice. Remember, it's all supplements, oral supplements.
Yes. I'll give you a little bit of a contrarian take. So, not contrarian, but like just something people should be aware of. statin drugs deplete CoQ10.
Yeah.
So if you're taking one, or if you're taking a statin, you are accelerating aging unless you replenish CoQ10. Also, I can't believe that I still need to say that. I don't know, but I'll say it. You can't. There's a meme like that, but I forgot how it goes. So forget trying to get adequate amount of resveratrol from drinking wine, okay? It would take 1,000 glasses of wine or bottles of wine, one or the other, I forget the number, to
You
match
have
a
to
standard.
swim in wine pool.
Yes. Yeah, no. Listen. You don't have the money to do that, okay? Listen. Unless you buy what's it called? The barefoot wine?
Yeah.
The one from it's sold in like
Cooking wine. Unless you're drinking cooking wine.
Anyway, listen. You're not,
Doing yourself a favor.
There's a reason you don't see you don't see alcoholics with beautiful skin.
Well, on that note, actually, yes. I think it's worth mentioning, and I know that's not what this podcast is about, right? This moment, it's about supplements, this episode. But as a podcast as a whole, we are all about skin health. And obviously, you can have some wine in moderation, right? Whatever that is for you. But just know that alcohol consumption really shows up in your skin. It really does dehydrate your skin. And the people that just decided to, detox from alcohol or, stop drinking alcohol, without a doubt, their skin gotten better.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not here to preach or say don't drink alcohol ever. But if your goal is to be the Tom Brady of skin health, he probably wouldn't drink,
Yeah, no. And if he drinks already, I'm sure it's like martinis or something like fancy. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Anyway, so another take I'll say is like Astaxanthin. It is a game changer as a complement, as an oral complement to topical SPF.
Yeah, the research shows it works from the inside out to mitigate sun damage by boosting skin's defenses against UV-induced deterioration, improving elasticity and hydration.
So I would say it's probably like an SPF 3. It adds like let's say you apply BioShield SPF 40, so now it's 43. Okay?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna layer. Okay. Now we had the foundational nutrients, targeted, kind of boosters that we talked about that do more of like a visible change. Now I want to talk about like a more advanced biohacking things. Okay?
Let's do it. Let's dive into longevity.
Okay.
Like crowd's favorites.
Okay.
So these supplements that target aging right at the cellular root, not just protecting the skin, but essentially reprogramming it for better resilience and vitality, and the emerging data on how they influence hallmarks like DNA repair and inflammation. This is really fascinating. So here's what we'll cover. Let's talk about NMN as an NAD+ precursor. Senolytics like fisetin and quercetin, ergothioneine, and NRF2 activators such as sulforaphane.
Okay, so let's talk about NMN. So we've recently had a podcast, diving deep into kind of NAD. So I would really recommend like going there if you want a deep dive on that specifically. But here we're choosing our choice of the supplement form, right? We're kind of going there. So NMN is definitely like the real deal as far as boosting NAD levels. In turn, NAD fuels DNA repair. DNA repair enzymes for that matter. So PARPs and sirtuins come to mind. And it supports cellular metabolism. So how much energy our cells can make, similar to what we said before. So we've seen people on NMN report anything from brighter skin, better elasticity, and even improved barrier function. I would say that's mainly when you combine it with topical NMN, like our NAD Apex complex that we have in our products. but it is crucial to have high circulating NAD levels in general, both for overall health and for skin health.
Yes. Then another supplement that's often overlooked, it would be ergothioneine. The science is very compelling. It's uniquely transported into cells via the OCTN1 transporter, honing in on high oxidative stress zones like mitochondria, acting like precision-guided antioxidant that protects against UV damage, DNA breaks, and even mitochondrial dysfunction, potentially outshining glutathione, which is kind of everyone's go-to, in some context for long-term cellular protection.
Yeah, it's definitely, in my opinion, it's probably the best way to upregulate glutathione in the body. Better than NAC, definitely better than glutathione itself. Another thing that you mentioned kind of in the beginning that I love are Senolytics. So senolytic compounds are pretty incredible. There are ones that you can take daily, like Spermidine, that does more than tackling senescent cells, but that's one of its activities. And then there are ones that you take, you don't take every day. You take them on and off, like Ficitin or Quercetin, that they help to maybe like do a much more precise clearance of senescent cells or zombie cells. So in short, again, we've done many podcasts where we explain that, but in short, zombie cells don't die. They kind of stay in a limbo between a cell that doesn't contribute at all and a cell that actually kind of drives aging by secreting inflammatory molecules that damage surrounding skin tissue. It's part of aging, accumulating those cells. So we definitely want to kind of limit the amount that we accumulate day to day through things like Spermidine. Or, by the way, we mentioned NAD before, so we need high NAD levels or else we're going to accumulate those cells. But on the flip side of that, we want to do courses, maybe, one of the protocol is like 2 days out of the month, you'll have like a kind of an anti-senescent cell course. So quercetin, Ficitin, Dasatinib is another one. A brand that does it very well is Qualia. They have Qualia Senolytic. So that would be kind of my recommendation.
We're actually doing a collab with them soon where with the purchase of our products, you will be getting I forget what it is, either a discount code on their products or a store credit. But stay tuned. It will come as a surprise and delight with Yanbu's
Surprise
purchases.
and delay.
And delight or delay?
No, delight, yeah.
Delight.
I was joking.
Okay.
What's next?
NRF2 activators like sulforaphane, guys. This is a tongue twister for me.
Yeah.
So the research is, like I was saying before, is very robust, and they ramp up your body's own antioxidant enzymes, essentially upgrading your detox pathways and bolstering skin resilience against aging stressors, with studies showing real improvements in collagen maintenance and protection from environmental damage through KAP1 NRF2 activation.
Yeah, so here is a protocol, I would say. NMN, about 1 gram daily. Senolytics, 500 milligrams Ficitin plus 1 gram quercetin, 3 days, let's say, per month. And 2 to 6 grams of full spectrum spermidine, such as Spermidine Life, would be ideal. We don't want to take an isolate because it's not corresponding with how our body kind of corresponds with spermidine. So Spermidine Life or Oxford Health, which they have they have Primidine. These are two good companies, 2 to 6 grams of that. ergothioneine, 1 to 5 milligrams daily. Sulforaphane, 10 to 20 milligrams daily. I recommend it from broccoli sprout extract or capsules. There is a company called Brock Elite. That's what we take. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I just want to be, again, here with PSA that this is not a medical advice. Like, these are our recommendations, and we are very in tune with your guys' questions and requests. We get a lot of DMs asking, like, oh, please recommend a supplement regimen. And that's what we recommend. But if you already work with longevity doctor, if you just like, I guess just pay attention to your labs, see that these are the supplements that, good for you, work for you. But these are our recommendations.
I would say these could be good questions to ask a practitioner you're already working with.
Yeah. No, yeah. And that's also true. Like, sometimes, as you guys know, sometimes the biohackers might educate their doctors on some newer compounds, and we definitely strive to bring you all the latest data and the latest information. And sometimes it could be ahead of someone's education, So, yeah.
One thing your provider can do is basically order for you our Metabolomic test, which is not out yet, but upon request, physicians already can order it for their patients. So once you get about 2 weeks after you send the dry blood spot to the lab, you'll be able to get a full detailed breakdown of your specific skin needs. So what molecules you're deficient in, and then obviously a combination of topicals, skincare, or oral supplements could be used in order to offset those deficiencies. So that's obviously a much more detailed version, but that's kind of a general strokes of what you need. I'd give 2 honorable mentions, which one is creatine. The reason I'm saying it is because it's an incredible supplement for increasing cellular energy. There's just not very robust data around how it does it specifically in the skin. It's like more about muscle tissue, things like that. But I'm sure the data is going to arise.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to record like a short solo episode.
Yeah. We're definitely working on research around it. And another one is SOD, superoxide dismutase. Same thing. Incredible molecule, very difficult to formulate with. So there is one company that has a oral version called Glysodin, Glysodin. It's available on Amazon. Glysodin, and stay tuned for a topical version. Anyway, so
okay. I do want to address one other kind of question that came in before, which is like, why would one only focus on collagen, when you could eliminate the senescent cells driving visible aging in the first place, and then hopefully like you won't have that collagen breakdown, I guess. That was the question. So Senolytics like fisetin and quercetin are absolute game changers with solid evidence from animal and human studies showing they clear out those zombie cells, reduce inflammation, and extend health span. Did you want to say something?
I want to say that I see this approach a lot. It's like all I need to do is to take care of my senescent cells. But it's almost saying, hey, I need to go get a stent in my heart. I have I have clogged arteries. All I need to do is to fix the clogged artery. The clogged artery is a eventuality, of a lifestyle that got you there. Inflammation would drive deposition of plaque in your arteries, for that matter, okay, or fat in your arteries. So you are not treating the root cause, you're treating the eventuality of the life, in this case, when we're talking about senescent cells, of aging. So senescent cells are definitely a hallmark of aging, but they are not but they're the eventuality. They are the effect. They're not the cause. They then are a cause of things like wrinkle or accelerated aging, but clearing them does not address the reason they accumulate to begin with. Okay, so what we are saying when we're saying spermidine or NAD or ergothioneine or I don't know, creatine or things that we didn't mention because they are, I would say, again, there's more study that needs to be done, like alpha ketoglutarate or, I don't know, I can throw a bunch of random letters around. I'm probably going to hit something. What you want to do is climb up the eventuality, kind of what we call the cascade of metabolic events, right? Like climb upstream and start from correcting deficiencies, correcting the reasons we are aging in the first place. And then it will do two things. You'll have less senescent cells, and it would be much easier to deal with senescent cells because senescence is a burden. The bigger the burden, it's harder to lift. Okay, so it's exactly like we said in the podcast about pigmentation, exactly like we said about in the podcast about the NAD, exactly like we said a year ago with the podcast about retinol, when we talked about vitamin. You need also vitamin C. You need the basic things to work properly. You need your high NAD levels. You need autophagy. You need excellent mitochondrial function. And then dealing with senescent cells is going to be much easier. Senescent cells is not the end all be all. It's not the panacea. It's actually a fire alarm that you need to address rather than finding the arsonist.
Yeah.
I like my analogy there. Okay.
No, I think this is great. I think really this is kind of perfect way to wrap this up. I think what you outlined is really where the supplements kind of turn into skin longevity protocol, regimen, tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would want to ask you, so we kind of have time, I think. So maybe I'll ask you, let's talk about, I'll give another honorable mention, which is kind of weird because it is a supplement, but it's not really a supplement. It's 5-amino-1-MQ. The reason I'm mentioning it's a peptide, it's an oral peptide. And it's an oral peptide that boosts NAD levels. I'll say two reasons why it's an honorable mention and not like something a part of a protocol. First and foremost, there is more research that needs to be done. But what it does, it boosts NAD levels by mimicking exercise. So it tricks ourselves to think they're exercising, and we take it orally 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And again, maintaining high NAD levels is essential for skin health. And the cool thing about it is that this does actually reach our skin because it's a peptide that kind of propagates throughout our system. That's number one. Another honorable mention, and then I'll put it on you to give us some honorable mentions if you would. Another honorable mention that I would say is KPV, which is another peptide that you can take orally, and it lowers inflammation, especially in your gut. And one of the things that are important for skin health is the demand of other tissue for collagen. So if our gut is leaky and is basically getting damaged, or if our joints are getting basically damaged quickly, these things demand building blocks of collagen to kind of repair that, and then our skin's going to have less. So here are, two that I'm going to throw out there for people to maybe be interested in. What about you? Give me like a random or like a kind of out of the box type supplement, if you would. Yeah.
Something that we didn't talk about?
Yeah.
Let me think. I don't know. Again, I'm such a minimalist when it comes to supplements. Everything I take, we talked about. Like, we didn't talk about magnesium, but that's
good.
That's important. That helps you. It's like a cofactor in a lot of cellular processes, and it definitely helps you sleep better, which is beauty sleep is the key to beauty. That's why
you actually also mentioned L-theanine. So technically, that could also be used for sleep.
Yeah. That is true. We are at time though. We're going over an hour.
But you did remind, really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. So you did remind.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, that's true. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to, you reminded me something, but I'll leave it for maybe we'll do an episode about it or something. Anyway.
I think the amount of information we threw at our listeners is pretty, it's a lot. Okay. If somebody was driving, they couldn't take notes. They have to go back, write all those protocols down.
Or we've just jeopardized a lot of lives on the road. Anyway, now that I know we're timed here, thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in to Biohacking Beauty. We covered as Anastasia said, a lot. From foundational nutrients to some of the most advanced skin-supporting compounds out there. Nastya, what do you have to say?
If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite platform. I will read it for you in the beginning of the next podcast. So, hopefully that's a motivation for you guys.
Yeah, so try to be creative.
And truthfully, it helps us discover, it helps us grow. The fact that our podcast grows, and it's actually number 2 now in beauty worldwide, which is so cool.
So you guys got to help us to get to number 1.
You guys really got to help us get to number 1. We're almost there. We're like hovering between 1 and 2. But that also helps us bring you the best guests, the best information. And you fuel that by leaving a review, which is very easy and brief. And you don't actually, I said, be creative. You don't have to be creative. No. Even a 1-word review really helps.
Yeah, your zip code.
Your zip code, and then we'll tell you where to find a professional provider if you want to get professional treatments by Yangus trained estheticians with products that are not available over the counter. That Metabolomics test, for example, if you want to get your hands on that is only through providers, because we want you to get the best care and education, while you analyze your data.
But it's kind of cool if people, I don't suggest that people really leave their zip code, but it would be cool
to know where everyone lives.
No. That's too. That's a little creepy, Anastasia.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm kidding. But what I would say is that it would be cool because it kind of allows us to also highlight providers, right?
And a lot of providers are listening to our podcast. So if you're a provider and you want to get a shout out to your clinic, you need to ask for a zip code of that area, and then you'll get a shout out.
Yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Anastasia, for gracing us with your beautiful presence.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Thank you for your support.
I definitely give you a 5-star review.
Thank you. Yeah. You're the one who left the reviews, I guess.
I'm PKG62. What was that?
Puppy kittens.
Okay. Okay, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.